Hey friends, Sherin Mathews, the storyteller. I know every time I tell a story, I always begin by saying, I just love this story. Actually, that's a fact. I really love all my stories. I take great pains to find out the right kind of story and the right kind of message that I would like to share with the world. And I don't think there's anything more powerful or transformational than stories. You know, when a storyteller tells a story, he or she gives a part of himself or herself away to the audience. Do you know how courageous that is? And stories like this are so important and are the reason for us still smiling, still laughing, still living, still going on in spite of everything. You know, I really, sincerely, honestly believe in my heart, in my mind, in my body, in my soul, that this world has lots and lots and lots of good people. Because if there weren't, then it would have ended a long time back. There would not be storytellers telling beautiful stories to help people, to transform them, to heal them, to broaden their perspectives, to give them courage, to give them knowledge, to give them love, to give them hope, to strengthen their faith, to give them everything that is required, not to cease, but to live and to thrive. And I believe these kind of people exist in these kind of stories and they need to be told. So here is the story. Once upon a time, there was a great violinist called Zack Pearlman. He suffered from polio since he was a small kid and he was forever and always on a wheelchair. One day, while playing in a concert, suddenly, tung, a string snaps from his violin when he was just a few bars away from a piece. Everybody thought he's going to get up with his crutches and limp off from the stage to get a new violin. But you know, he didn't. He was meant to give hope and courage to you and to me. He stayed on. He took a deep breath. He took his violin. He closed his eyes and played with all the power and passion that he could muster. And that day he created a masterpiece. Nobody can play a violin with 3 strings. I know that. You know that. But that day, Zack Pearlman refused to believe that. He played like never before and created a masterpiece. When it was over, there was pin drop silence in the auditorium. And then slowly people rose and applauded. And finally, after a long time, when the noise died down, he was called onto the stage. And he just said one sentence. He said, "Our job is to make music with whatever is left." Isn't that something? Our lives, my dear friends, is a center stage. There is none of us who has not got anything broken inside. But we must play. If we have 3 strings, play with 3 strings. If we have 2 strings, play with 2 strings. Because with such imperfect instruments, we can create masterpiece like we have never imagined before. Keep praying, keep the faith, and play the music. Don't stop. Play with the strings you have. Play with whatever you're left with. And you'll create the masterpiece.